Welcome to another episode of Unlocking Your Financial Future. I'm Kaitlin Schrock, and today I brought Ben back for another episode. Welcome back, Ben.
Didn't have a choice. I'm here.
Yeah. I think by default we're both here, right?
Yeah.
Like if your last name's outside on the wall, you get to fill in the podcast holes.
I guess so. I'm the staple here, and we just backfill with everything else. So
Yeah.
Here we are.
Well, thanks for letting me take the lead today. Then I guess
I can take a back seat. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So I think this episode is a special one for us because we recently celebrated 10 years of marriage on August 3rd. And then on August 12th, we celebrated 11 years of the business being open. So those two anniversaries are close to us. So we have a lot to celebrate in August and be thankful for. So how are you feeling after those two big milestones and both in personal life and business?
Older. That's more gray, a little bit more sore every morning I get up. That's about it now. It is. It's obviously quite the accomplishment to be fortunate enough to have a business, start a business, and see it through 10 years, year 11. Now we're entering year 12, and accompanying that and running that side by side with a marriage of 10 years, and also working with you along that way. If we go back 10 years ago when we got married, I don't want to say I never thought we'd work together, but
never say never.
Yeah. No, I definitely didn't think that was in our future. I'm like, maybe we could make it work, or maybe, not the fact that we couldn't work together, but I just didn't know if, I just didn't, you were so advancing in your career path and you're on a fast track there. And, the business was so new at that time. It was just hard to envision, fast forward, what'd you get, 2018. So fast forward 6 years that you'd be working with us. That was just, I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Well, I think too, like when you look back to like where you, like when the business started 11 years ago, I mean, that was a lot of risk that was undertaken. Yeah. And so I couldn't have imagined it either because my role and my job was to have the steady income and the insurance. And so it is hard when you look back, and I agree with you. I never would have thought, that we'd be sitting here year 11 co-hosting a podcast together talking about, where we are today as we look back on years past. But I do think, as you look at that ride, there have been some huge milestones and things that have allowed us the opportunity to be able to work together. So I think we're very fortunate. We have a great team here. So we built the business slowly, but we've surrounded ourselves with amazing, talented people. Yeah. And so ultimately, that made it easier for me to step away from the security of my job and my role at my former employer and come here and utilize the skills and talents that I learned there to help our business grow too.
Yeah. And I think it's cool too, from my perspective, where, this business was always my passion. Maybe not right out of college, and it eventually took some time, but when you start the business and it is your life, it is your passion, it was hard for me to expect that same level of, for you to come in day one and say, man, I love this industry. I love this business. But I can honestly say you've come to the dark side. Yeah, I
do love this industry and business. I don't have the numbers brain like you do, but I enjoy the event side of it and the client relationships, and they've become my second family in a way. So
yeah, it is. And seeing that, truly feeling like you are part of the business, where kind of, for day one, you were like a little bit of an outsider. And then, as the time has gone on and your role has evolved into what you do here for us, it's just a cool process to see from my perspective. Because I do what I do. I always say I'm like a big baby. I do what I want to do on a daily basis when I step in this office, and that's about it. So you do everything else, and which is nice. And, the level of care and everything that you give back to our firm and to our clients is awesome. So it's cool to watch that.
Yeah, thank you. So as you look back on the last 11 years here at BA Schrock Financial Group, what would you say are some of your top memories?
Yeah, like you said, the day one, taking that risk, hanging the shingle is obviously it's a memory that will forever being stuck in there, and because it just seemed like it was such a big, I don't know, leap of faith. And I consulted with one of our friends, and he kept telling me, in 5 years, he's like, you're going to look back at this and laugh that you even contemplated having that decision or making that decision. And if he's listening, he's right, and he knows it too. But it was just such a big risk at that time. And really, when your back's against the wall, you have nothing to lose. Why not take that chance? So obviously that. And then, over time, the every staff member that we've added on, I think was a great milestone for us. Adding Colleen, Linda, you, then Keith and Dan. Every single time you do that, we're not an Amazon, right? Where we're hiring 500 people a day or, mass amounts of people. It's a big step to add another person. If we have one bad egg in our office, it ruins it for everyone because we're a small family here, right?
Yeah.
So that's another milestone. But really, ultimately, when it comes down to the business side of it, I think transitioning into becoming our own RIA was a really a proud moment of ours, and then eclipsing that $100 million of assets under management mark, and then ultimately really buying this building here that we're located in now and fully renovating it to make it our home. We have such great clients and in a great community to kind of give them a place to meet with us, feel like we owed that to them. And then also we were able to restore a historical building here downtown and own a piece of property where I was born and raised. So those are all kind of those huge milestones and things that were, really memorable in that 11 years, I guess, now at this point.
Yeah. And I think it sounds easy when you list them off like they just happened, but I know, from being in the passenger seat for this whole ride, I'm fortunate to have been here from the beginning, but I know that there's a lot of hard work and time and dedication that's gone into making each one of those things happen. So yeah, that's exciting. So as you look forward into, the future of this business, what are you most excited about?
Getting this Schwab transition over with. No, I would say just constantly evolving. That's the one beauty of the team that we've assembled here. I don't feel like anyone is stuck in, or is satisfied with just the status quo. We're always trying to learn more about our business, learn more about our industry, advance our own knowledge within different fields of this industry. As Colleen has worked through her CFP, Dan's working through his chartered financial consultant, and I'm adding on an exit planning component to my repertoire. So, these are things that we're showing more passion about and more niches of where we can help people. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to, Kaitlin, is we don't do this just to put the 3 little letters after our name or, the alphabet soup after your name when you get these accreditations. It's to learn more about a field or, an accreditation or your own field for that matter and become an expert in it. And, I think that's the cool thing that we never stop learning here. So I'm really excited to see the opportunities that present themselves from our hard work of continuing to educate ourselves within this industry.
Yeah, I think that that speaks volumes to the quality of people that we have on our team. Is they're never satisfied, right?
Yeah.
They always realize there's more to learn. There's more strategies to come up with, and they constantly are pushing themselves to be better in this industry and for their clients.
Yeah. And people could think, well, you're never satisfied. You want more. And they ultimately think you need more clients, more money. That's not the case. It's what we just mentioned, being more of a student of the game, right? We want to continue to study our art and fine tune that. We're never happy with, or I shouldn't say happy. We're never really truly satisfied with our current level of education. If there's ways that we can find out more, learn more, that's what we're going to do. That's ultimately what our clients pay us to do, is to be the best versions of ourselves. So if we're not out there continuing the grind, then we're getting complacent and it's going to get passed by.
Yeah. That's a great tidbit for really anyone to take away in any industry. Yeah,
totally.
So great advice. Anything else that you want to add about the last, 10 years of marriage? You want to throw me under the bus for anything?
No.
11 years in business?
That was off camera. They missed that one. Or off podcast in between episodes. No. I don't know. It's just been a fun ride so far. I want to continue to give everything we can to our clients and our business and our community and continue to give back as often as we can and work with great people. So just continue down that road. But
yeah.
How about you?
No, I'm with you. I think that watching, it's interesting to me, I guess, if we take a step back, you can never really predict. You can try and carve the best path you can for where we'll be in the next 5 or 10 years, but there's a lot in life that you can't predict. And so one of the things that I've just kind of, I guess, embraced or accepted is just, whatever path God's going to give to us and whatever tools and resources and talents he's going to bestow upon us, just trust that. And yeah. And I guess one of the mottos that we live by here is, you do the right thing for people and that will come back around to you tenfold. So I think I enjoy being here because I know we all strive to do what's best for the individuals that we're lucky enough to work with. And in the end, we benefit from seeing them happy and enjoying retirement. And that gives us the momentum and energy to keep going.
Yeah, even through those bad days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And no, I think that's spot on. And no securities license for you in the future. I saw the book sitting on your desk every once in a while.
No, I think the only reason I would pursue that is if the piles of work get so heavy on your desk that you need an assistant. So I'm never going to be out selling on my own, but I'd probably I would at least hope I'm top on your assistant list. So
I don't know. We want to make it the year 20 of being married. So I don't know. I think distance across the hall is good enough.
Yeah, I'll stay in my operations lane. That's probably for the best.
Yeah. But no, it's cool to hop on here and just chat with you and get your perspective. So many times when we go home during every night to our boys and life just gets busy. It's hard to kind of sit back and step back and really just take a look at what happened over the past 11 years. So it's cool to sit here and talk with you about that.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice walk down memory lane. And I agree with you. I think once we're home with the boys, it kind of hits you just how, I guess, big of a role that this business plays in our lives and how grateful I am for it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me pick your brain about marriage and business ownership. So here's to the next 10 years and 22 years for business.
Don't say business venture. We got enough. We're good.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed getting a little bit of perspective from Ben and I and how we operate here in the office together. But if you guys have any questions, you can give us a call at 330-473-1060 or email us at info@baschrock-fg.com.